So I'm doing a comparison. This is Friday morning. Uh, I recently acquired a Weck replaceable blade, straight razor, or chevette if you want to call it. And I have been fond of the Monsieur Charles barber razor or chevette. So I loaded this up with a new Persona injector blade or mini shaper blade, and I just used the regular Arco stick. And this morning I received a excellent shave, no irritation, did the alum block on it, not a ting. This is I'd have to go to a barber for a shave like this. This was, it's always done a good job for me. So that's this morning. Tomorrow morning I'm going to take my Weck. I'm going to put a new Persona shaper blade in it. I'm going to give it a shot with the Arco, and let's see what the difference is. I'm going to try to make a decision on which one I like the best. But for the first morning shave, Monsieur Charles did a very good job. See you tomorrow morning. It's Saturday morning. I just got done shaving with the Weck. I got a very nice baby bottom smooth shave. I have to admit to one little nick here, and that was, to be honest, I wasn't focusing. And one thing you have to do when you're using a straight razor, and certainly when you're using a chevette or replaceable blade straight razors, you've got to be focused on what you're doing. But other than that, or like the IT people, when it comes to computers, like to say, other than user error, everything was very well done. So tomorrow morning I'm going to compare both the Weck, and I'm going to side by side give a comparison to the Monsieur Charles to see which one I feel is the better cheap shaver out. So it is Sunday morning, and I want to give you a comparison and between the Monsieur Charles barber razor and the Weck replaceable blade razor. I'm reluctant to call them both chevettes. The reason is many fans of the Weck insist this was patented in 1909. It was many years sold as a replaceable blade razor, and for all intents and purposes they like to consider this a regular straight razor. The Monsieur Charles has been marketed by Persona basically to barbers and hairstylists. So they've never marketed it to the regular shaver as a chevette or whatever. And as a matter of fact, it would be, if you go to the shaving sites and the shaving stores online, you'd be hard-pressed to find it. You'd have to go to the barber sites or Amazon or something like this. The advantages to both of these, this is a regular straight razor. And you notice the thickness of the shank and the tang, which gives good thumb support. Both these razors are very balanced. As you see by the Weck, you've got good thumb support, good support on the tang, so you can hold the blade and secure the blade at an angle very well. Same with the Monsieur Charles. Good area for thumb support and for the tang. Very balanced. The one thing that I want you to consider is this is a regular straight razor, and you see how the blade is really a wedge in which the blade's been beveled down to a point. So there's thickness on top all the way down to the point, which supports the point, supports the blade. My only problem with the Weck is if you look at it, you're basically putting a very thin blade in. And when you shave with it, first thing, it's noisy. But the second thing is it feels as if the blade has some buoyancy to it. Like it's almost like you're taking a lid from a coffee can and shaving. There seems to be some give back to it. And maybe that's just because of the noise it's making or whatever, but with the Monsieur Charles, there's only about 1 millimeter of the blade really, less than 1 millimeter, really sticking out. The rest of it is very well secured in here. And so this gives you more of the feel of support of the regular straight razor. And it actually leads to, I think, a smoother shave. The Weck razor is longer, and so when you're shaving, you can cover a greater area much easier. And I believe the Weck gives you definitely a closer shave, more like a straight razor. The Monsieur Charles, being smaller, is great for the inundations and the chin. And of course, I don't shave under the nose, but I would imagine like for this area where you're getting to do the detail work, I would give the Monsieur Charles a little bit of an advantage. But if you have your technique down really well, you can accomplish the same thing with a Weck. So in the end, I'm going to give it to the Weck as far as a shave that best imitates a straight razor. The only issue I have with it is with a straight razor, you don't have the irritation you're going to have with the thin blade of a Weck. The Monsieur Charles, you're going to have an irritation-free shave and a quieter shave. And you can do the detail work a little better if you're not skilled with a straight razor. In the end, I'm going to go a little over to the Weck. I think this gives the closer shave, the better shave, the closest to a straight razor. But you're really going to have to use your experience and technique of using a straight razor really well. The other thing is, if you're at the wrong angle and you cut yourself with this, you've got maybe a millimeter cut. This can really give you a bad cut. But I'm gonna go over to the Weck as the better of the two if you want a straight razor shave. But I'm going to give the Monsieur Charles the better for the detail. You get more shaves from the injector blades, especially if you get the Persona. You don't get as many shaves from these blades as you do with the injector mini shaper blades that are in the Monsieur Charles. They're both excellent choices. It's kind of like, I hate to say one above the other, but I guess I will give it to the Weck as the one that best imitates a straight razor shave, is going to give you the closest shave. And if you can get an irritation-free shave from a Weck, then you're going to have no issue with any straight razor that's out there. Now, there's going to be people that are going to say, what about the Feather Artist Club? And this is, I mean, my title is Cheap Shaver, so if you're going to spend up to $300 for a replaceable blade straight razor, you might as well get a traditional. They have kits out now. You can get the traditional straight razor, a strop, honing stone, the whole 9 yards, and just dedicate yourself to straight razor shaving. You can't get a better shave than with a straight razor. For the amount of money you're going to spend for the Feather Artist Club, I think that's the way you should go. But if you just want to be cheap about it, be thrifty about it, experience a straight razor shave, I would say either one of these, Monsieur Charles or the Weck, would be the way to go. Now, the advantage of the Monsieur Charles, of course, is they're still making these. They haven't made the Weck in decades, so you'd have to be going on eBay or an antique store to get one of these. Either way, they're both good choices. Cheap shaver out.